Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to the stream of Europa Universalis IV, where we are now playing Origins. This is the new DLC. We are playing with the Songhai update, which is 1.32. Now, I am playing with the opt-in beta, which I would very strongly recommend you do if you are playing this for yourselves, because it fixes some of the really glaring issues. For example, the fact that personal unions were gaining 4 times more aggressive expansion than they should have been actually getting. That has been toned down. So, we are going to be playing as one of the nations, which I was playing during the test period, and that was Mali. And when I played as Mali, they kicked my arse hard. This is probably one of the most difficult starts that I've ever had of a nation that's not just like an OPM in the path of the Ottomans. It's difficult. So, Mali, what have they got going for them? Well, they are an African nation, which means that they do start technologically behind. So we will be playing a little bit with the new tech system, where each tech level is tied to an institution, as opposed to the institutions just appearing at some point and then increasing the tech cost. So once you get the first technology, which I think is actually like Tech 3, which would require feudalism, which we don't start with, then that's going to be something like 15% more expensive, and then the next one will be 30%, and the next one after that I think is 50%. So it kind of scales that way, rather than just saying, okay, Renaissance has suddenly appeared and now everything is getting more expensive just because Renaissance has appeared. It's quite a nice change. So Mali, what do we have going for us? We have land attrition -10, tolerance of heathens +2. We have got income from vassals +20%, goods produced +10, national manpower +10, discipline +5, yearly naval tradition +0.5, 1 extra merchant, extra trade efficiency. Then the capstone is the infantry combat ability. Not really the best ideas for the way that I generally like to play, but Mali has some pretty cool things going for them. And I don't currently have sound on. Why is the sound not on? There we go. Okay, so 1444 is a time of transition in North Africa. South of the Sahara, the old Mali Empire is long past its prime, and by now most areas except for the core of the state have slipped into independence or into the hands of the rising Songhai and Mosi kingdoms. North of the Sahara, the Maghreb countries are suffering from shrinking cities, loss of authority, and political instability. After a long period of tribal Arab migration into the area, the Hafsid and Marinid empires of Tunis and Fez are respectively still powers to be counted with, but in the mountains and the deserts, a number of regional kings and chiefs wait for a moment of weakness. We are Sunni, we have a 100% chance of new heir, we have a plus 10% cavalry to infantry ratio, so we can use more cav in our armies. Our rulers have a piety rating, which can go up or down, mysticism and legalism. We have different schools, of which we are currently of the Maliki school, which gives us dev cost reduction, which is very good. We are a monarchy, with all the things that encourages, and then we are playing in Africa. Africa starts in relative isolation from the rest of the world. This is not something that will last forever. In time, the European colonialists will appear, and you may well find yourself overwhelmed by the superior technology, unless you have sufficiently prepared for it. So we shall see what happens there. Mali, here comes the pain. Hey, Helson, indeed, yeah. As I was just saying during the introduction, Mali's hard. So we don't have it just yet. I will show you in just a moment why Mali is so difficult. We do need some new rivals. Jolof and Gen actually seem perfectly reasonable, and in fact those are our only options. So let's go ahead and grab those. And then the next thing I want to do is start putting out some feelers for alliances. Who's available? Timbuktu. Timbuktu would actually be a pretty good. Songhai is available. We want to ally them. They are the big boys of this area. So, Songhai is probably the strongest of all of the African nations. They are built to be good. This was their heyday, and generally Songhai trounces Mali. So if we can get an alliance with them, that's going to be good for us, because it just buys us a little bit of extra time. We can start doing some conversions, and honestly, we probably should. And then we need to take a look at our estates. So, one of the things which Mali gets is control of the monetary policy. Nope, that's not the one I was thinking of. Where's the gold mine one? Or do we unlock that through missions? I know there is a gold mining one. That must be through through missions. We could make our missionary stronger. That's kind of tempting. It is mission based. Okay. Commander of the military. Recruiting leaders adds 5 nobility influence. Every time? That could get dangerous very quickly. Or do you lose nobility influence every time they die? I'm so used to playing with the Ambanar estates. This is quite different. Cool. So we'll take a look at that properly in a minute. Now, the missions. The missions are what we need to take a look at because we have to get to restore Mali authority as quickly as we possibly can, because this gets rid of the Decline of Mali disaster, which has not started. It starts on the first tick of the game, so we will explore that in a minute. The other thing, which I don't know if it's going to make a huge amount of difference, but when I did this test game, I tried to seize land, which is usually my opening gambit, but that seriously pissed off all of the estates. And it was the Amirs in particular that were causing me all kinds of headaches. So I think what I might do is still seize land because everybody's loyalty is high enough. And then Amir, we're going to do primacy of the Amirs. Oh no, that reduces... Oh no, that reduces my crown land. Huh. Well, we still definitely need those. This is going to suck a bit, but so it goes. We want you. And then we want you. And prestige, probably not. Advisor cost, right? How good's our ruler? Ah, I see. Well, I'm also going to fire this guy because yikes, he's only 35. He can probably have another kid. I am not looking forward to having a 100 followed by a 111. No way. Definitely not. Let's take a little bit of a gamble there. We could promote some cultures if we had the Diplo power, which right now we do not. And then technology. Okay, so because Tech 0 and definitely 1 and 2 require feudalism, we are technically ahead of where we should be. So we have a plus 50% tech cost. But if we manage to get feudalism, then that will be reduced. Now, here's a question. I think that Mali has a mission which allows them to get feudalism. I think Mali and Congo are the two that can do it. So let's take a look at these. So, Mansa to arms. The once great Mansa Musa is over. Yet our realm is never able to recover from it. This must change. The legitimacy of all the Mansas after Musa has been heavily questioned, and none of them have gained the support of our people. Musa III will see the fate that will lead our troops to victory personally. So we want to get our army up to 100%. This will give us a permanent claim on Jolof, Jen, Messina, Bagena, and Mema. And will give us a subjugation CV against Jolof, which will set us on the path towards getting Restore Mali authority. We're going to need to appease the Bambara, which means we need Segu. Segu needs to have 15 development, and then we need to increase its autonomy. Then we need to retake Timbuktu. So it's a good thing we didn't ally Timbuktu, because we have to go after them. Reintegrate... Oh, reintegrate Songhai. Ah, okay. Yeah, so we are going to have to fight them at some point. We need to own Gao, and we need to take 7 provinces in that region, including Dendi and the Niger Bend. And we need to have more development than Songhai, which at the moment we do, but they're likely to grow pretty quickly. And then next up we need to restore the Empire, which means conquering, wow, all of that. Okay. Guys, am I the only one that doesn't have the Jewish aspects as Semyon with the Origins DLC? Fizz, that sounds an awful lot like you have a mod enabled. Mods are well known to screw with Origins. Disable them all. Pretty much none of them have been updated yet, so just disable them. And yes, we are going to... Oh, hang on. There was one other thing. Because isn't there a mission that requires us to have a certain quality ruler? Oh, okay, we need to do these as well. Yeah, there we go. That's the one I was thinking of. Mali must gain at least 6 admin, 6 diplo, and 6 military. Which means that we need to get at least a tier 2 diplo and military guy, and a tier 1 admin. We are Mali, though. The one advantage we have is we are very, very, very wealthy. And we'll be making quite a lot of money. Okay, then after the competent court, that's going to give us some bonuses. Pretender rebels will no longer rise when a new Mansa gets crowned during the decline of Mali disaster. That's going to be nice. We need to make sure our loyalty of the merchant guilds, Ulema and Amirs is 60 or higher. Estates remain loyal to Mali during the decline of Mali. Okay. I shouldn't have decreased their crown control, especially because my crown control is now pretty much terrible. And we have some ships. I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and delete the transports. Not going to need them. And then the barks can go ahead and do some protecting trade in the Ivory Coast. We're going to go up to speed 3. We are going to recruit up to our force limit, which is 16. And I think I'm just going to go with infantry. Alright, 1 cavalry. That's 16. Come on, where's the decline? Or is it the month tick? Might be the month tick. Now, if we're going to have to actually fight Songhai, I wonder if it's going to be possible to do this diplomatically. No. No, it's not. Well, I still think it's a good idea to have Songhai allied to us. Let's see if there's anybody else. Because clearly we're going to have some pretty shifting alliances here. So we can get Kong, Katsina, Kano, and Noop. And I would say that we probably want to conquer as much of this stuff down here as possible before going after Songhai. So let's go ahead and get Air. And who's stronger out of you three? You have 9,000 troops, you have 10,000, you have 11. Noop it is. And there it is, the decline of Mali. After the death of Mansa Suleiman Kita, the brother of the mighty Mansa Musa, the Empire of Mali has been in constant decline in power, influence and wealth over the decades. Civil wars, fights for the thrones, and a series of incompetent Mansas undermined the stability of Mali. Former subjects such as Songhai and Timbuktu declared their independence from the empire. And even now, the realm is seeing further and further fall in importance. So we immediately lose a stability, which is not great, because we want to try and keep stability positive, otherwise bad things happen. We also have now the decline of Mali, which gives us -1 unrest, stability cost plus 15%, caravan power goes down, and autonomy change also gets worse. Right, now that we kind of have a better idea of how much money we actually have to spend, let's take a look at who we can recruit. Now, I think we probably want... Oh, we want a tier 2. Stability cost could be good. Yearly prestige could be good. Try to do the right decision tree as fast as you can. Yep. Can I please do a 1-minute recap of my religion goal and area? Religion goal? I don't really have a religion goal. Do you have to restart or just disable the mods? I mean, if you're playing with mods enabled, you're pretty much going to have to restart anyway. Because it may corrupt other things, depending on what mods you're playing with. Huzzah! Quick question, chat. Anyone notice that money for favours doesn't look at income but expenses too? Also only takes into account the lowest. So if in the red monthly you can't ask for money, was that in patch notes I missed or is that not intended? Anyone notice the money for favours doesn't look at income but expenses too? Only takes into account the lowest. So if you are in the red monthly, no, you should be able to ask for money. I think that's supposed to be looking at them to see if they are red monthly. And if they are, then they can't give you any. Lord Greystroke coming in with a 27-month resubscription. Thank you very much for that. Very much appreciated. I am Mord. EU4 I see. Indeed. Finally. Religion, goal, and area. Punctuation matters. Yeah, so our religion is Sunni. Although I believe that we can go fetishist if we wanted to, but I think at the moment I'm quite happy being Sunni. We can... Our goal is, frankly, to survive. Mali is in a really, really difficult position in the start of the game. And our area, we're in Western Africa. Now, how long until we can get our stability up? Long time. Okay. Army is still being trained. So, why can't I recruit you? Because that would cost 57 ducats. I see. That is a problem. I'm not sure that we're necessarily going to be even able to do a competent court until this guy dies. So we are definitely making him a general. He's actually not a bad general. 1 star, but 2211. Start of the game, it's not awful. And we are going to use... Why can't I drill? Oh, because, haha, yes. This is a change I requested, and now it's biting me in the back. You can't actually drill until you get Miltech 3. Because I noticed that the Native Americans were often far more professional than the European armies, because they just had so much time just sitting around drilling. I was like, we should probably disable drilling for Native Americans. They can't do that. Oh! Nobles demand old rights. The nobility still recall the days when the Mansa was just the first among many nobles. They yearn for a return to those days and are actively pressuring him to restore them certain lost rights and privileges. So the Amirs are one that we really want to keep happy if we can. We don't want to take the rejected demands because that would be a bad time. So we're going to go ahead and accept those demands and that will be fine. Well, we can definitely take the tier 1. I think I'm going to take the stab cost, although the prestige would also be good. Because it increases the morale of our armies. You know what, let's go with the prestige on you. Timbuktu has announced me as a rival. Dimmy revolt in Do. There. Let's go ahead and move the army to Do. So we can hear them out, which will increase autonomy in the Manding area. Tolerance of the true faith goes down by -3. Ulema loyalty goes down by 20. And the Dhimmi gain some extra land. Or we have to fight 7 people. However, the Ulema's loyalty goes up, the Dhimmi's goes down. The Dhimmi we don't care about. Well, either way. Oh no, the Dhimmi's loyalty goes up if that happens, but Ulema's goes down. No, we want to keep the Ulema happy. Because they are one of the factions which we need to keep happy here. Note the Dhimmi is not there. So we're going to go to Do. Now, one thing which I don't usually like doing is a little bit of an exploit, and that is keeping these open until I'm actually ready to deal with them. I like to imagine that this is more that I actually have some people spying in my own lands and telling me where problems are so I can start moving armies to the right places. But we're going to keep this open, and then we're going to press the we will crush them when we're actually ready to crush them. Air would like a marriage. Songhai would like a marriage, and you would like a marriage as well. So we have a new queen. Mansa to arms is complete, so we now get all of our permanent claims. And now we can subjugate Jolof, we can appease the Bambara, and we can conquer Zhen. Zhen is one of the people that we are hostile to. And that will give us a claim on Kong. Or we can go down Jolof's path, which will give us stability. And 200 admin power. Ooh, that's pretty juicy. Who are you allied to? You are allied to Zhen and Kong. Ho ho! Who are you allied to? Jolof and Kong. We can co-belligerize Zhen. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. This is tempting. No compromises in faith. Although many of our citizens are not yet followers of the Sunni faith, we have remained hopeful and patient. Others are not so patient. Many of our citizens consider it absurd the Mansa ruling by the grace of God accepts widespread paganism in the country. This in turn has sparked concern amongst the very same pagans that are subjects of an externally imposed belief system, and with some of them calling for the overthrow of the Mansa if he does not show reverence to the spiritual practices that have lived with the people here for millennia. So the believers are right, we will not tolerate this godlessness. We will have a big uprising in Bur. The animists, although misguided, must be recognised as citizens. Joma uprising. Let them resolve the matter amongst themselves. We lose some stability, or there is yet time for reconciliation. We lose 25 diplo power. We get animist syncretism, which gives missionary strength up, tolerance to the true faith down, tolerance to heathens up. Oh, we are definitely doing time for reconciliation. 100%. Because true faith for us right now is Sunni, and we have like 2 Sunni provinces. Everything else is fetishist. While our kingdom is Islamic in name, the old religion of our forefathers is very much a force to be reckoned with. Islam has, however, been gaining more ground lately amongst the aristocracy, and the wandering marabouts have also become an increasingly sight even amongst the furthest corners of our lands. In the past, our predecessors have all avoided trying to become too forceful about converting their subjects, but if we wish, we could probably make use of the recent developments to encourage the spread of the true faith. So we can move towards legalism, we can gain some government reform, we can gain missionary strength, we lose tolerance of heathens. And we get the religion mission for them, or we can say don't rock the boat, and we can go tolerant. Okay, so this is one of the big questions that we need to ask ourselves. We can either go religious, which is basically Sunni Mali, or we can go tolerance, which is either or fetishist. So, chat, I think that this is going to be a good opportunity for a poll, because I could honestly choose any of them. Are we going to go Sunni? Are we going to go tolerant? And this is going to be a 1-minute vote. So get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. Which do you think we should do? Should we go radical Sunni and try to convert everyone to our faith, going for a bit more of a stringent, disciplined nation? Or are we just going to accept anyone's whatever? That is the question here. Knight Morphis, Astreos, Fizz, and Slayin2k, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us. Sindrin, do you know why electric cars are becoming so popular in Africa? Because the people are mad at gas cars. Oh, that's terrible and also amazing. Will we preserve fetishism in the face of future invasions? We can certainly try. If we go Sunni, I think we do make ourselves harder to convert. I think it's only Congo that can willingly go Catholic, though. There's actually an interesting thing about Congo is you can become the only African cardinal, which means you are guaranteed a cardinal in the Curia. It's the only nation that can have a guaranteed cardinal. It's Congo. One of the nice things about them. Anyway, the vote is in, and DK Panda contributed 5,000 channel points. Thank you very much for doing that. And it was ultimately the Tolerant faction which won out with 59% against 41. So we are not going to rock the boat. We're going to take that free stability and we're going to run like hell. And that does mean that we can now choose our direction. Boop. And that opens up the Tolerance tradition. Molly has at least 3 tolerance of heathens, 2 privileges currently granted to the Dhimmi, and Dhimmi influence of 50 or greater. And then this will give us Dhimmi full support for 25 years, maximum tolerance of heathens +2, Dhimmi loyalty equilibrium +15. It's only a temporary boost. Okay. Meanwhile, we have that Dhimmi revolt still to deal with. Armies have now arrived. And I'm going to say right now, crush them. Crush them. I don't want to lose the stability. Oh man, our morale sucks. It's worse than the rebels. We won, but at what cost? So I'm thinking here we're going to go for the morale of armies, Canta Diara. It's probably because our prestige is so bad, actually. Discipline would mean that we lose less troops, though. No, we're going to go with morale. And we're going to need 60 ducats to promote you. Maybe improve relations, maybe Diplo Rep. Oh no, Diplo Rep we wouldn't be able to promote. Same with improve relations. So it basically has to be spy network or the trade efficiency. In that case, we may as well just save up the 59 ducats to get the trade efficiency. Alright. Meanwhile, let's move our armies over here. We are going to... We can have one more alliance, right? Yep. Alright, who's still left? Katsina or Kano? Who's the bigger army? They're the same. Who has more development? Honestly, they're probably the same. Is there a way of seeing development here? No. Well, we like Kano a lot more, so let's go with Kano. And then we are going to curry favors with Stronghai and Air? I wonder who the wealthiest of our allies are. Us, followed by Songhai, followed by Kano just. But it's a big gap, so I think what I'm going to do instead is say I would like to improve relations with my allies and we'll keep one diplomat free just in case. Diplomatic insult from Timbuktu. Malian peasants rise up in Gabu. Gabu's over there. The peasants of Gabu have had enough of the unstable times and declared war on the unsupported Mansa. Fools, you are part of the problem. We'll just make some concessions. Yeah, we'll take the autonomy hit there. So one thing I know from my test run of this is manpower is actually your biggest enemy. It is really easy to run out of it, even if you start getting some mercenaries and things. And we are going to have to get mercenaries eventually. Okay, Jolof, I think it is time for us to declare war on you. We have precisely equal numbers. And we are going to co-belligerize Jen. Oh, Songhai would join. But I'd probably have to give them Sa.